Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Marvel Rewind. I'm your host, Brian, with my buddy Jake. I almost moved my microphone right when I was doing the intro and was like, something in my head went, don't do it. It's going to go out. But welcome to this Monday edition of the Marvel Rewind. Apologies for last week. Had some busy stuff. So we thought we would get it out today and then have a brand new one for you on Thursday. Before we get started, Jake Berlin, how are you doing?
Look what happens when I move my drink up and down. Look at this, Brian.
Oh my God, it changes the whole entire...
It's fucking weird. I'm sorry for the language, everybody, but that's weird.
That's kind of almost excessive.
Like, I don't know if it has to do with the lights or if the camera adjusts because of different things, but like...
It's because you have too much white coming off of the cup.
Like, it is wild. This is a big, giant beer. No, I'm just joking.
It might be.
You'll never know. Although you don't drink beer with ice typically. So
maybe it's a frost.
I'm doing okay. It's Monday, you know. Work. We complain about it enough on Mondays and Tuesdays on our shows. And I realize I'm saying a lot today, but I'll change it up from to
now you're gonna go to I'm gonna go to what is cadences?
Like sure, whatever they're called. Yeah,
major.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that I do love is it is finally raining in California.
It is humid.
It's humid, but it's raining, which I love. Rain is my type of weather. But no, so it's a Monday. Starting off the week hot.
It is. It is literally not sunny because it's almost nighttime, but it is. The sun is still out and it is pouring rain where I am.
So it's not raining in Roseville, which is only 20 minutes.
Oh, it's pouring right now.
It was pouring earlier, so it's probably caught up to you by now.
Yes. Yeah, as you can tell, we haven't seen rain in a long time, so we're just like, ooh, ah. But yeah, like I said, we are here to talk episode number 5 of She-Hulk. We didn't want to skip this one.
What's it called, Brian?
Episode 5.
Don't look at it.
I have no idea. It's funny because I literally
mean and green and poured straight into these jeans.
Okay, that makes sense. I just finished rewatching it for like the third time because I was like, get it fresh, It's a good episode, so I didn't have a problem rewatching it. But yeah, let's just dive straight into it. I enjoyed the episode. What did you feel? I mean, you wanted to talk about it, so I
really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites so far. I've heard a couple people say that it's not their favorite and they weren't really a fan of it and whatnot, and I don't understand that personally. Even though it wasn't on her side of things, we still got to see courtroom stuff, which is what the show has been pitched as the entire time. Even though she wasn't the lawyer, we got to see her kind of operate as a lawyer, even though she wasn't being the one who was lawyering.
She was the plaintiff.
Yeah, so
the defendant, technically.
She was the defendant, yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I thought and I forget her name, but the new character, not the new character, we met her early on as she was the lawyer this time around. Please help me, Brian.
The
one that was, Jen's lawyer.
I will have to look it up.
Oh goodness, this is your show, Brian. But I'm with Andy when he says this. I think this was definitely the funniest. I laughed out loud multiple times.
Amelia,
thank you. I thought it was very clever in the way it did things. The She-Hulk brand name and everything that kind of came with it was very, very funny. And I also obviously love the addition of a superhero suit maker, which is very interesting. We've seen versions of this in the past, but not to this like high of a level. And I'm very curious how this connects to things because it's obvious this person is obviously set in Los Angeles, but they're shipping something to someone, or we just found the reason why that person is actually coming to Los Angeles.
I think someone's doing a little little shopping and needs to come pick up his stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I thought the episode was very well done. I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what comes next for sure. So
I completely agree. This show, the more I watch it, and I rewatched it, obviously, literally 5 minutes before we started. It's so well supported by its supporting cast. Like, clearly, she is the lead, and pretty much they found people that support her main character so well. Even Amelia, this new lawyer, you already like are like, oh, I like her. Like, I like this character. Same with
have you ever seen her in anything?
She looks really familiar.
She's in Altered Carbon on Netflix.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, she's really, really good in that show. Which
she
got canceled, and that's wrong, but whatever.
Apparently, was in Hamilton.
She was. Sorry, she was. Yes, she was.
But yeah, I love the supporting cast. Clearly, the supporting cast is what. Yeah, exactly. Is propelling her character. I love Titania so much. She's just like the perfect level of stupid and annoying. That makes me like her character.
Giant B is what she is.
Yeah, I'm still trying. I still need to see more of her.
What are her powers?
She's super strength. She basically, so she first came about in Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars. She is kind of like.
She an anti-hero?
I don't even want to use anti-hero. Like, she just kind of does whatever she feels like, which I guess is an anti-hero, but she tends to like, she was invented to be a bad guy, and she's basically the same as She-Hulk. Like, they're literally like,
it's fair,
yin and yang, essentially. I don't think that they haven't really like made it.
She's not the main villain of the show, so it doesn't matter.
No, but like, it's funny because like, I think they're definitely like trying to make it so that way she doesn't seem like she's a powerful like another Hulk,
because we haven't really seen anything from her.
No, like, she's literally just been an annoying influencer.
Yeah, like we saw her in the one episode, and then that was the last time we saw her before this episode. So it's like,
so I mean, I'm hoping I see more of her because I think she's.
I don't think we will, Brian, unless she's working for someone.
She's literally, yeah. They already showed a thing for the next episode. They're like, they get into a fight at a wedding or something.
Oh, I don't watch episode previews, so you got.
I don't either, but it like flashed by like it was them just really quickly like fighting, and I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe I don't know if it's next episode, but she's definitely going to be in it a little bit more.
Whose wedding do they go to? Maybe that's what brings Matt Murdock to the West Coast.
Oh, maybe, and then maybe he's just buying his suit.
Maybe he just timed the suit pickup with the wedding. By the way, I gotta say this has nothing to do with She-Hulk, but we need to stop going to television weddings. Yeah, TV weddings just need to stop. Especially if you watch House of Dragon, we just need to stop going to weddings. Period. That nothing goes well ever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we should just stop weddings in general. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I got married, so you can stop them all you want.
I know, I was being sarcastic.
My wedding's done, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, another Berlin one on the way. But I mean, not like anything crazy wild happened other than obviously the helmet being shown at the end. Like, that was the big, like, holy crap.
Well, not just that, but we got the first appearance of 2 characters as well. Did you see the post credits?
Are you talking about the shoes?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot. There is a freaking lot.
Well, there's 2 major ones though.
Well, which ones are you saying are major?
Deadpool and the Thing.
Oh yeah, I mean there was
not that like we see the actual characters, but it's just like it's the first time that those characters have been referenced in any capacity inside the MCU. I see, and look, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. It's the perfect way just to kind of like include them. But I will say it was pretty cool that, and they didn't do it on purpose, obviously, but Marvel released a Deadpool Easter egg on Koi Jeonju's birthday, which Koi is the biggest Deadpool fan that we all know. But yeah, it's just a nice little nod, you know, letting us know that they recognize how much we're looking forward to those characters, and just doing a small thing like that of putting their logo on shoes is a nice little nod for us fans who have been like clamoring to see these characters in the future.
So they dropped they didn't officially, but Sideshow made a list, and that's I was going to bring up. This is everyone that was found: Iron Man, Cyclops, Deadpool, Cable, Moon Knight, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Captain America, The Thing, Ghost Rider, Falcon, Hulk, Electro, Juggernaut, Doctor Strange, Green Goblin, Miss Marvel, Wolverine, Silver Surfer, Thor, and Vision.
Never mind. I only saw The Thing and Deadpool being all over Twitter. Yeah. I didn't see it. Honestly, I didn't see the others.
I thought you were going to say Cyclops. Cyclops is one. I was like,
Cyclops is big, but like,
ones.
I guess my Twitter timeline wasn't focused on. Then for some reason, my timeline was focused on The Thing and Deadpool. Interesting. Okay. Well, all right, cool.
You should. Maybe I'll throw up the picture. I don't know. The picture is dope. Like the Cyclops ones are, I love them. I would buy those and never wear them. But yeah, no, you could definitely see a handful of them. A couple of them you have to like definitely, I feel like, know the character in order to see it. But
it's so weird. Like, it's so weird to review this show because with previous Marvel shows, and it's nothing against the show whatsoever, it's just formatted differently. Previous Marvel shows, like, we would have a buttload of things to talk about,
100%.
right? Because all of the episodes are really like lined up with each other. But because this one is a weekly half-hour comedy show, like everything connects, but it also doesn't connect. Like each episode has a start and a finish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird to talk about because we don't ever really like have major things to talk about that are going on. I have a feeling that'll change. But it's an interesting style to review this show just because it can be hard to talk about this show, you know, because it's a half-hour comedy show. Each episode, for the most part, pretty much has a start and finish.
Yeah.
And there isn't really like a huge chunk in the middle to talk about. There's only some small pieces here and there that really matter to the overall story of the show.
Yeah.
Hence why we're talking about a post-credit drawing sequence, essentially.
I put the picture in the overlay if you care, if you actually want to put it up.
We can put it up for our 4 live, beautiful viewers.
Hello. So those are all the ones posted. You could pretty much make out a handful of them. Cyclops is number 26. Those ones I love those ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you could definitely make out a few of them. Like Moon Knight's 34. The Punk Spider-Man is 29. Captain Marvel 25. Vision 22. Thing 17. Cool. Cable
That's cool.
is 10. Which pair?
There's a lot of them.
Ooh, I didn't even notice it's the OG Doctor Strange costume, number 5.
I
feel like you'd rock the Captain Marvel ones.
I like me some Captain Marvel. Honestly, what's number 24?
I don't know.
They didn't say.
It looks like it didn't have like an actual. Oh, let me look. I just pulled the image, but I'm sure it's someone.
24 is really cool. Obviously Cap. Can't go wrong with some Cap. But the Cyclops ones are actually really dope too. Those are pretty cool. Whoa, 20 has the wings on it. Those are dope.
What
On
number did you say?
20, 24. Electro. Is that Electro? Yeah, Andy's right.
Oh
It's Electro.
yeah, I should know that. That's my freaking
Thank
favorite.
you, Andy. It's Electro. Yeah, the Electro ones are dope. One, because the lightning bolt, but two, it's ace colors. So like green
Oh,
and
there you
yellow.
go. Oh, I just
So.
caught Nova as number 14.
Yeah, Novas are dope too. Novas are dope.
Yeah, I see. I like little things like that where it doesn't mean anything, but it's fun to look at. Fun to like. I mean, we could have spent a lot of time literally just sitting here trying to figure out 40 different fake drawing shoes.
Well, the one thing that we can talk about, Brian, because we haven't done a Marvel Rewind since, is the announcement that Tim Blake Nelson is back as the leader.
Yeah.
We predicted that on this show.
We are the first and only people to have.
We were the first and only people to ever say that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why we have 4 beautiful viewers today.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Andy and John.
Yeah, we love you guys.
You get your
whoever
name.
else is watching.
Whoever
else is watching, you just lurkers. No, look, we haven't done a rewind since it got announced that Tim Blake Nelson is coming back as the leader, aka Samuel Stearns, for Captain America 4: New World Order, and it kind of feels like we could possibly see him in this. Possibly. There isn't like a major connection. We are kind of like chasing a carrot on the end of a string right now, because it really hasn't
actually see him. I think you'll get a name drop.
A name drop, or maybe like a last minute reveal where we just actually see him.
If you see him, it's just going to be like the back of his head.
And I'm when I said see him, I mean like Avengers style Thanos post credit scene, where we literally see him for like half a second. Let me move on.
Yeah, I don't think Tim Blake Nelson shot anything for this, or
what if though?
Opinion. If it is,
okay, how about this, Brian? How about this? What if? Do you think he's the leader right now? Like right now during She-Hulk, do you think he's the leader? Because we know that he has Bruce Banner's blood.
I'll say yes.
Okay. I'm going to say no, because what if he actually gets a hold of her blood, and that's what makes him become the leader, the mixing of the two?
I mean, you think not from what we already saw where his head started to morph? You don't think he's already turned into that?
I mean, we never saw it actually finished. We never saw a full transformation.
So then you think at some point she's going to get blood stolen from her?
I think so. There's a reason why they put that scene in there.
Oh, 100%.
I do think there's a very high chance that a sliver of her blood gets taken from her.
Yeah. I mean, it could very much be.
It feels like that's what the show is about right now, is someone trying to get her blood. Like, out of everything that's been happening in 5 episodes, it legitimately feels like that's what the show is going to be about.
That would be, if there is, I don't know if it's going to be what it's about, but if there's a storyline that is moving her through the connectivity of the MCU, that would definitely be the string that is woven into, I think, what it is. Because like nothing she's really done or we have seen would really like affect the MCU moving forward, other than the superhero law and her having to defend possibly someone in the future. I think that's pretty much your
take back my comment, John.
Yeah,
I said thank you, John, and he just said I take it back.
No, well,
rescinded, Pedro.
I just think, yeah. Other than like the obvious of being someone like needing defending in court, nothing other than that one scene to me has an effect or importance to the overarching story of
For sure.
the MCU going forward.
No, I agree.
Because one could argue there's always been like one teeny little thing in each of these shows, depending on what show it is. Like Moon Knight is just kind of was the whole thing was like just the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gods' existence was pretty much the only connectivity moving forward to the MCU. What else do we have that's similar? Well, Miss Marvel had a couple things. Miss Marvel had the bangle and the fact that she's connecting with Captain Marvel. But for let's just say those two examples. Like Moon Knight, you could kind of just go. Moon Knight could honestly not ever do another thing, and it wouldn't.
Neither can She-Hulk.
Yeah, and at this point, right now, She-Hulk could be the same exact way. I think, but with what you said about the blood, and I do think that's probably the overarching important thing that comes out of this series.
I think
oh yeah, Andy and the mutants, obviously, for Miss Marvel.
I think I wouldn't it wouldn't bother me if this didn't have a major MCU importance. Like it kind of this show is very Marvel Phase 1 for me.
Yeah.
You know, like where the character's being introduced, the character's on he or she's own storyline, and there's a slight connection like towards the end. Like for example, let's say the first Avenger. The entire movie had no connection to anything in the MCU until we see Nick Fury drive up at the end, right? Same thing with Thor. No single connection in the entire MCU. I know Phil Coulson was in the movie. I get it. But nothing until the very end. Like
there's always like one small string, but
yeah,
like
and
overarching. Like
I think it very much feels like a Phase 1 property, which I am not against whatsoever. I think it's fun. I think it's fun and different to kind of take a step back sometimes. But I do think by the end of it, it will connect somehow because we're 1000% seeing her in the two Avengers movies. Like 1000%. There's no question about it. We're seeing her in the two Avengers movies. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if she's in the Daredevil series for an episode or 2 or 3, being that he's in her show and being that show is going to be 18 episodes. I would not be surprised. You know, if they ever do the solo Hulk film, which we've been talking about for a while, I think that there's a high chance she shows up in there. And then, like everyone's saying in the chat, an Avengers movie. I think she's going to show up in an Avengers movie when they do that, along with some other ground level heroes, and that merchandise is going to just fly off the shelves. So
agreed. It's funny because some of that stuff literally, like, I feel like I've seen at the store.
So funny. That guy was so serious about it too. He's like, "Yeah, Avengers.
Oh, yeah,
Avengers."
100%.
I love the scene where they they basically agreed to buy some, and it cuts to them having it, and then they start dancing. Like it is such a 30-minute comedy show, and everyone who fights it and says like, "Oh, it's awful" and whatnot, you just don't understand it. You just don't get what they're going for, and it's okay. Like, it's totally okay, but you clearly just don't understand the goal of the show, which is why I love this episode specifically so much, because they went all in on that format. And it was very enjoyable. It was very, very enjoyable. I will say, though, I hope that now that we're over halfway through, we have 4 left. I really do hope that we kind of get into the thick of it, and we do get to see her in action. I think Daredevil's going to bring that.
I think may have her suit now.
I think it 100% does have her suit.
It was that last little, oh, here, I made something for you.
I think that Daredevil is going to bring the action with him. And I think it's going to kind of push her a little bit. And I'm super, super excited because I'm not watching this show for that,
Mhm.
but I do want to see it. Like I do want to see her in action, not just like a punch here and a punch there. And so I'm excited. And Brian, I know we talked about like predicted when Daredevil would show up, right? And we both
Yeah,
said
we were
5.
wrong.
No, I wouldn't. You know what? I'm not gonna say we are because his helmet showed up. Now I'm giving that a win.
That's fair. That is fair.
I'm giving that a win.
That is fair.
It's a win, Brian. We predicted correctly.
Okay, I'll accept that. I mean, plus I'm still kind of waiting for Frogman, just because he looks so ridiculous.
Well, that's the action I'm talking about. I think he shows up next episode.
Oh, 100%. I don't know if I'll say next episode.
I think he's the first. I think he's going to be the first like real villain-esque character that she's going to fight. And I think it's going to come with the assistance of the Daredevil.
Fair. You think she can't take on Frogman by herself?
It could be a very different type of Frogman.
I'm just going off the costume, literally having damn near googly eyes.
That doesn't mean he's not a badass. He may look like a doofus, but he could be totally cool.
I mean, yeah, all the
There's
bad
gonna be
guys.
Frogman merchandise coming off the shelves.
100%. 100%. I mean,
that's gonna be the next major Halloween costume, Frogman.
Every bad guy so far has been a doofus. Like the Wrecking Crew was a bunch. Like one of them had a super powered construction helmet. For God's sake,
my point exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think you are very much right. When you give a superhero their suit, stuff tends to follow, and like they made it a very clear point at the very end to be like, here's your suit. Oh, by the way, here's this. Oh, and here's this other guy's suit that you've been looking forward to for X amount of years. So like stuff's gonna start rolling.
Brian, I have a question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Because now that we know that he is that there's someone out there who makes superhero suits and basically licensing to professionals. Who is the one character you hope to see having a suit made from that person? That obviously doesn't already have one. Or maybe an upgrade from someone.
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
because there's a reason why they introduced that. There's no way that character is not making some major character suits,
Mine don't make sense. Like, I really want to see Doctor Strange's classic costume, but I don't think it just doesn't really make sense for him to make.
To me, it would have to be someone who's a non-Avenger.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Titania's classic costume.
Well, I think it was a first look image. We know that she gets some form of costume.
Yeah, but it's like a
jumpsuit.
Yeah, which is kind of
feathers.
What hers looks like, but it's more. I don't know. That's a very good question that you put me on the spot, and I'm not trying.
I know. I was
unprepared for.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of characters out there. There's a lot.
I mean, it's a whole open bag, but I would like to see Iron Fist's costume, like actual with a good actor and everything.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, but have you ever seen her costume? It's very similar to She-Hulk's. It's very
kind of
purple and white and
it's like a baby blue with purple trim and white. It's mainly white because her name is what, Jewel?
Power Girl. No,
it's something else. It's not Power Girl. It's like Jewel or something. Jessica Jones? Yeah, dude, it's like Jewel or something like that.
I thought it was Power Girl.
No, what is
Am
her
I thinking
name?
of someone else?
Your Power Girl is a different character, I think. Yeah, it's Jewel. Using the alias Jewel.
Is it? Who am I thinking of?
It's Jewel, yeah. There's an actual character called Power Girl. Yeah, it's her name is Jewel. So, oh, that's cool, Pedro. What if What if that person is licensed to make the Thunderbolt suits?
That would make sense.
That could be interesting.
Can you
Power Girl's a
imagine?
DC character. That's what it is. Yeah. Power Girl's on DC. That's what I thought.
Okay, whatever.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I thought it was something. Either way, it's a very weird name for Jessica Jones.
No, Jewel does not fit Kristen Ritter, and I don't think they'll ever use it, which is fine. But they could easily make her like a grounded costume that fits her a little bit more, rather than untied military boots and a leather jacket. So
yeah, it's funny. Your question is literally still.
Think about it. We'll come back to it.
Honestly, I would love to see, and it's never going to happen because it's just so kind of all over the place. I would love to see Hawkeye in his Hawkeye costume.
Hawkeye's a good answer. Kate Bishop. Oh no, they're in New York though. I mean, it wouldn't matter.
I don't care where they are, but
we'll talk more about it. We'll definitely
as doofusy as his Hawkeye costume is. That's the one costume I've always kind of been like, I wish I would have gotten.
I like his costume from the TV series. I think it's great.
No, I mean, they make sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Honestly, I like most of his costumes. I like most of Hawkeye's versions of his suits. I think they're really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
they fit the character very well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, his costume is very dramatic for a person that shoots arrows. But
yeah, for sure.
That's gonna do it. We wanted to make sure we got you guys a separate episode, not a combined 5 and 6, because who knows who's showing up in 6, and we don't want to overpower this great episode. But thank you for joining us.
6 is going to be a banger.
I think from here on out, you're going to get 4.
This week's TV is going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
3 Andor episodes, 1 She-Hulk, 1 Rings of Power, and then an absolute banger of a House of Dragon episode next Sunday. Just watch.
No sleep for Apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
This whole week. But thank you for joining us. Jake's about to go do Lord of the Rings talks with Sean on POV. If you want to go listen to that nerd fest. But thank you for joining us as always. We will be back hopefully on Thursday with this show, because God knows what's going on this week with everything that's happening.
So much is happening.
Yeah. So check the Twitter. Twitter's the best place to get your updates. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.